All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for our first Coach Basics call. Yay! We're already in one week into our group. So I know that you guys have been definitely reading a lot of posts and kind of just like soaking in all of the information. But what we like to do with these calls is just kind of give you guys a little bit of an introduction into kind of how me and Rachel got into Beachbody, kind of learning our stories, because if you haven't noticed yet, we don't sell things. We just share our stories with people. We share what works for us. So you coming out with your story, how we had you, kind of come out with your coming out post that first week last week, is really important. Just when people ask you, what's that Beachbody thing you're doing? What's new? What's going on? You have something that's going to come right out of your mouth. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Rose. I've been a Beachbody coach for about 3 years. Before I was a Beachbody coach, I was actually an athletic trainer at a high school. So if you don't know what an athletic trainer is, I was pretty much like a physical therapist, but I just worked with athletes at the high school level. So I had to be there for all the football games, all the soccer games, late nights, wrestling tournaments, you name it. I was pretty much there 24/7 at their beck and call. So while I was working as an athletic trainer, I was kind of just not feeling like that was my passion anymore. I felt like I was just there because I had to. I had, nothing else to kind of work towards. I was always kind of told to go to school, get good grades, graduate from college, get a degree, have a career, and then hopefully one day that career will give you some sort of retirement plan if you're lucky at the end of it. So, 3 years into being an athletic trainer, I was like, man, I cannot do this for another 40 years and just kind of like mope through the rest of my life, hating what I'm doing. So of course, with hating what I was doing on a daily basis and just working so much, long hours, not being able to really do anything because I was working, late Friday nights and Saturdays for practices, it started getting to me. It started getting to my own health. I was just being really stressed out, having a lot of, anxiety about going to work and all that awful stuff. And I realized, I was not being the athletic trainer that I was telling my kids to be, my athletes to be. I was really just eating unhealthy. I was gaining a lot of weight. And I would tell myself those excuses of, it's okay, you're getting older. That's why your metabolism's slowing down. It's okay if you keep going up in jean size. Like, that's normal. It happens to everyone. Just telling myself those lies. And I knew I had kind of like one of those aha moments. I was at a friend's house for a Super Bowl party, and I sat down in one of those bar stool chairs after pigging out on everything that was there. I sat down in one of those chairs, and I was like, I feel like crap. And I looked down, and I was like, oh my God, that muffin top is actually there. Like, I look as bad as I feel. And that was like my big aha moment, because I was so embarrassed. And I remember looking down and my face got like bright red. I'm thinking, do other people know that I'm thinking this about myself? So I knew at that point I needed to make a change. So my brother recently told me about a program called Insanity that he was doing. Because I was working such long hours, I really couldn't go to a gym. So I figured, you know what? Let me try this whole Insanity thing. I could just do it from home right before I got to work. I can just do it and go. I actually got Insanity off of Amazon, which was a big Beachbody no-no, because I didn't get a coach. I didn't get a challenge group. All I got was Shaun T yelling at me every single morning, which was fine. But in 60 days, I lost 30 pounds. And for me, that was the biggest eye-opener out of everything, because I grew up playing soccer. I grew up, just being in college, of being with sports teams and knowing, having that mentality that you have to go to the gym, you have to be on the treadmill, you have to be lifting weights. And now I knew, like, no, you don't. Like, you can work out in your condo on the second floor in a little 5x5 living room and get in the best shape of your life. So after I realized, like, whoa, like, this whole Insanity thing, like, is huge. I'm like, do other people know about this? Like, was I the only one living under a rock? So I finally went to teambeachbody.com and I signed up for a free account. everyone that gets a free account gets assigned a free coach. So that's how I got into this, is because I just signed up online. I didn't have anyone come to me on Facebook. I didn't have anyone messaging me. I just went online and I got a free coach, and her name is Lisa Hanson. I don't know if you guys know of her, but she is my upline sponsor. She's been doing this business for, I think, about 5-6 years. And her story, she got me on the phone right away when she saw that I signed up as a free customer, and we talked, and she told me how awesome my results were. And she mentioned, hey, have you ever thought about coaching? And I was like, hey, lady, I don't know who you are. You're trying to scam me. You're trying to sell me something. But in the back of my mind, I was like, you know what? Like, this could be that thing that's missing out of my life. Like, this could be the thing that gets me out of the rut that I'm in. So I kind of did my research on Lisa. We became friends on Facebook, and I kind of stalked her for a little bit and did my background on Beachbody, did my background on Shakeology. And I was like, you know what? The worst thing that could possibly happen was, I could just continue on with my health and fitness, continue on like being the best me possible. Even if I didn't make any money, even if I didn't help one person, as long as I help myself, that would be the worst case scenario. So I said, you know what, Lisa, sign me up. And from that point on, that was 3 years ago. And my biggest goal right off the bat was to leave my full-time job. Did I actually think I could do it? No. Back then, I was shy. I was a negative person. Never did I think I'd be running a call with people looking at me and me talking like, what? Like, I don't do those kind of things. But Lisa was absolutely incredible. This company is absolutely incredible, not just because they want you to be a coach and be a successful coach, but they want you to be a successful person. And throughout this whole 3 years, and I mean, Rachel is a great example of this, you just kind of step out of your comfort zone. You're just a more positive person. You learn to just be the best version overall, not just physically, but also like mentally, emotionally. Like, I'm definitely a better wife. I'm definitely a better, just a better friend to people because I'm happy, I'm positive. Like, I always look on the bright side now. I also, just this has completely changed every aspect of my life. So within those 3 years, last October 2015, I was able to leave my full-time job. I'm a 6-figure earner with Beachbody. Like, it's still, when I say that, kind of like, I'm like, how did I make 6 figures from posting on Facebook? And that's what I tell people, like new coaches, like, if you're scared of posting, if you ask yourself, like, if you could earn 6 figures posting on Facebook, would you do it? Yeah. Like, even if you're scared out of your mind, like I was, totally, yeah, you would do that. We were able to move down to Cape May. We built a brand new home. Like, all these crazy things would have never happened if it wasn't for me saying yes to coaching, stepping outside of my comfort zone. So that's a little bit about me and my story. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight was, this opportunity is for everyone. There's not like one type of person can do this. Yeah, like I had a background in health and nutrition, but did that really help me be a successful coach? No, not really. I didn't go to, Rowan University and they didn't teach me all about superfoods. That wasn't the case. I never learned about marketing. I never learned about business. Like, that was not me. But this business has the potential for each of you to really take this however you want and reach those goals that you want. For me, it was to leave my full-time job, but for you, it might be something different, and that is absolutely fine. We have some coaches on here that want to pay off debt, or maybe they just want to cover their Shakeology every month, or maybe they just want to pay their grocery bill each week. That is completely up to you about what you want to do with this business. As leaders of the Coach Basics and leaders on Team Arise, we're here to just help and guide you with what has worked for us. And this isn't like a cookie cutter business, whereas whatever worked for me is going to work for you. There are multiple things like in this business that's, something might work for you, Diana, and then something might work for you, Allison. So it's all about kind of taking that first initial step and doing. And I've done at least one of these Coach Basics every single month for at least the past 2 years. So I know what works with coaches and what doesn't. And the first thing that I see when I know a coach is not going to be that successful in this business is when they just sit, stare, and read things. When they're like, oh, I just want the information, and then I'll post on Facebook, or I just want to learn everything, and then I'll start inviting people. And I'm like, no, that's like you're going about it the wrong way. You need to do first, and then you're going to learn from the mistakes that you make. Because in this business, you're going to get a ton of no's. You're going to make so many mistakes. You're going to think that you're going to be a big fat failure. And you know what? You're not. When I first started, like I said, I never posted on Facebook before. It was like my first post was really about Beachbody. I was like, holy crap, I can't believe I'm putting this out there into the world. But I did it. There were just so many things. Like I didn't come out of this business right out of the gates. It definitely took me some time, but I learned from my mistakes, and I learned how to speak to people, and I learned how to have conversations. I learned how to post on Facebook. Yeah, I did the icky Beachbody things where I posted, the 21-day fix challenge pack with Autumn Calabrese on my Facebook page. Sorry, if you're doing that, stop. Don't do that anymore. I learned not to just kind of stick my website on Facebook. That's icky, yucky. Nobody wants to be sold to. People want to be cared for and listened to and know that you care about them. So what I was getting at, because I like to ramble on a lot, is that you need to be doing the action steps first, and then you can learn from there. So for example, some coaches want to learn, all right, when I get my first person, how do I put in their order? And I'm like, if I tell you now, you're just going to forget. You need to have that first customer. And then when you go through the order with them, it's actually going to stick because it's a real customer. So it's really just about doing first and then learning as you go. And also, whoever your upline coach is, whether it's me, Rachel, Danielle, or Jessica, obviously we're all here to support you guys, but you guys all have it in yourselves to take this and kind of run with it. So what I mean about that is we all have so many different circumstances, whether we work full-time jobs, or we're moms, or we're a single parent, or we work really late at night. We all have those different obstacles, and you need to use those obstacles as reasons why you need to do this and not excuses. So I always get, from coaches that are new or people that are interested about coaching, well, I'm really busy. I work 6 days a week, because that was me. I work 6 days a week. How can I fit in doing another part-time anything? And it's like, well, you need to do something differently to get a different result in order to break out of that 6 day a week, or in order to break out of that, I'm so tired, I'm running around all day. You'll be running around on that hamster wheel unless you stop and do something differently from what you're already doing. What else did I want to say? I'll let Rachel go and kind of tell her story, and then I'm sure I can ramble on for a little bit more, and then I know you guys probably have questions too that you want to ask. So Rachel, you can take it away. I'm going to grab some water.
Okay, so if you guys don't know me, I'm Rachel. Forgive me, I've lost my voice from all the wonderful North Carolina pollen right now, so I'll be a little raspy. But my story is somewhat similar to Rose's. I have actually been doing Beachbody programs for probably 5+ years, but I had no idea that there was a coaching opportunity. So throughout high school and throughout college, I used Beachbody programs to keep me in shape as an athlete. And after I graduated, I kind of let myself go. I had that first job and getting used to being an adult and kind of let myself go. And it was late one night and I was watching TV and an infomercial came on. and it was for T25. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love Shaun T. I'm going to need to do this. Like, I have to do this. So I ordered it, also like Rose, from Amazon. Don't tell anybody. And I started doing it. And so I was doing T25 for about a month or so. Don't mind my husband. I was doing that for about a month or so, and my coach contacted me through email. And she said, hey, I'm Nicole. I'm really sorry that we haven't been in touch yet, but I've been moving with my family, et cetera, et cetera. I just want to see where you are. And for some reason, her email just stuck out to me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a real person from Beachbody. Like, I didn't know that there were real people. I thought they were like, I had seen the coaching opportunity on the website after I got T25, but I thought it was like personal trainers and you had to be like super educated to do all of this stuff. And so this was a real person saying, hey, how's your program going? And so I emailed her back that day, and we started talking. And from the first email back, Nicole was like, hey, you would be an awesome coach. Have you thought about doing this? And I'm like, I've got my own stuff to worry about. I don't think that's something for me. But we became friends on Facebook, and I figured out that, like, yeah, this is a real person. Like, this was not somebody who had the perfect body or who was all about fitness all the time, or this was a real person talking to me. And so the more that we continued to talk, I decided, you know what, I really would like to go for this. And so I signed up as a coach, and it hasn't been easy by any means, but it has been more worthwhile than anything I've ever done in my life. And I say that because this is not going to be some easy downhill battle that you never get no's, and everybody's always super excited to talk to you, and everybody knows that you have the best of intentions. Like, unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. But I've said it a million times, and my team and I talk about it all the time, that if you didn't make a dime from this business, it would be worth it just for what it does for you personally. Just how much of a better person it makes you. Just like Rose was saying, I know I'm a better wife because of it. I'm a better employee. I'm an accountant by day, and I know that I'm a better employee because of it, because I have a better attitude about things. I know that I am a better daughter. I know that I'm just a better person in general. Beachbody in general has helped me fight my depression. Part of the reason that I bought T25 in the first place was to get over the depression that I was feeling. I was feeling like I was just stuck, and sticking to a good diet and exercising regularly has helped me keep that under control. And for somebody who's struggled with that since they were 8 years old, I mean, you can't compare it. You can't compare being able to eat real whole foods and work out and take care of yourself and feel like a better person when you haven't been able to do that your entire life. And so this business, I don't think that everybody's meant to be a coach, but I think this business can truly help every single person for one reason or another. And so that's why I continue to be a coach, why I became a coach in the first place, is that you can reach anyone and everyone through some avenue of this business, whether it be just the daily encouragement that you post on Facebook, or helping somebody with a challenge group and them losing 20 pounds, or the financial aspect of this business and helping people pay off debt. Whatever it is, there's something in this that can help everybody. And so that's why I continue to do it every day. So that's my story.
Thanks for sharing, Rachel.
Yeah.
And just because, like, you know, I've been doing this for 3 years, Rachel too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have things that, you know, when we're talking to new people, like, yeah, I can tell people that I left my full-time job, and Rachel, how she's been able to overcome her depression and everything else that it's done for her financially. And as new coaches, a lot of times people say, like, well, I don't have any like before and after pictures, or I didn't leave my full-time job yet. Like, how can I, you know, say that, you know, Beachbody coaching can do this, and this. You can just start sharing with people your excitement about it. So how I, tell new coaches to say, just, if someone's asking you, what's new or how have you been? Normally people will just say, oh, I'm good. But you can say like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I just started this whole Beachbody business and I started working out 30 minutes a day. And I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm surrounding myself with all these positive people and I have these video chats at night and it's just so much fun. So you don't have to have all the answers to everything. All you have to really do is bring your excitement. And that's how you get started, just by sharing what you're doing on Facebook, sharing what you're doing when, you're at work. I don't have my Shakeology shaker cup, but bring your Shakeology shaker cup, fill it with water, put it on your desk. When someone asks you about it, don't what I call Beachbody vomit and go, oh my God, it has 42 different superfoods. It can make you lose weight. It can make you do this. It can make you do that. It can make you fly like a pig. No. What you want to do is just share what it's done for you. And you can say, oh, I love my cafe latte. It gets me up right in the morning. And it's something that, I don't go for the cookie jar at night anymore because it helps curb my cravings because it tastes like a freaking thing from Starbucks. So all you're doing is sharing what it's doing for you and not kind of being like a fact person of telling people, well, this has this many superfoods and this and that. Just share with people your excitement, your feelings about it, what it's doing for you. Because that's one thing people can't say you're lying about. You know what I mean? Like people can't be like, oh, you're lying. That's not making you feel good. Be like, yeah, it is. Like, do you see how much energy I have? Do you see how much longer my hair, my nails are getting? Like all those things. Like you can attest to those things. So that's how you guys can get started. Just by being excited, getting out there, sharing with people, wear and share. If you have like an Insanity shirt, your Shakeology shaker cup, bring that out with you. It's a great conversation starter. And the last thing I'll leave you guys with tonight, before we kind of open it up for questions or whatever, is don't stop before you get started. Don't let that fear of failure get in your way, because that's going to kind of go in your mind. And I still get it sometimes too, where I'm like, oh my gosh, do I want to post this? It's really scary. It's really outside of my comfort zone. What are people going to think about me? What are they going to say? I don't want my in-laws seeing this. I don't want the people at my high school seeing this. What happens if the Board of Ed see? Those were all things that went in my mind. But what I told myself is, what are they going to fire me for being healthy and fit online? Like, really? Go for it. Go for it. It would give me more power to make this work even more. But don't let that fear get you stuck. And a great analogy that I like to use is in baseball. I've watched probably about 1 million baseball games because I had to for work. But with batting averages, right, you can pretty much strike out 9 times out of 10. And in normal life, like, in school, you had to get straight A's to get a 4.0, or, you had to have a certain like type of, what's the word I'm looking for? You just always had to like get like the best grade, the best this, the best that. But in baseball and in this business, you can strike out 9 times out of 10 and still be really successful with this business. So if you hit 1 ball out of 10, you still have a really great batting average. So in this business, where it comes into play is, if you reach out to 10 people about joining your challenge group and only 1 person says yes, that is a success. Whereas you have to kind of have that mindset change of, I heard 9 no's. I'm horrible at this. I'm so bad. This is not for me. You have to change that mindset. This is network marketing. It's a different beast than going to school or going to college. You're allowed to fail in this business. And my first month as a coach, I think I made like $15. Yeah, a big whopping $15. I didn't even sell a challenge pack. All the person wanted was a workout. But I helped that 1 person kind of get back into things after she had her baby. My second month, maybe I made $60. I mean, I went really slow. I got 1 million no's. I got people looking at me funny. I got my brother rolling his eyes and pretty much laughing in my face. And now he asks my mom, oh, well, how much does Rose make now? Like he doesn't like get it in his, like, he doesn't understand. Like I think he's more like, he's absolutely shocked. And I'm like, ha ha, in your face. Little brother, sister rivalry going on there. But anyways, you just have to kind of start before you stop. Get over that fear. Let that fear be the reason that pushes you to do this even more. Did you have anything you want to say about fear, Rachel?
Absolutely. Like you said, nobody is immune to it. It's something that I'm working through every single day right now. And so it can come up and it can go away for a little while and then it can come back full force. But just know that no one was ever successful by not getting started. That you actually have to put one foot in front of the other and just keep plugging through. And if something doesn't work, try something else. But I think that's a perfect analogy, Rose, like you were saying, is that I was that kid in school that had to have like the perfect grades and had to be the top of my class and all of this. And so this whole concept of not everyone's going to like you and want to do what you're doing kind of thing is really hard. That's not a simple concept to grasp, that you have to be prepared that people are not going to agree with what you're doing. They're going to be selling other products that they think are better than yours. There are going to be people who think that you're just scamming them, and no matter how genuine you try to be, they're going to tell you that you're a phony and you're just trying to sell to them. Those people don't matter. They're not paying your bills. They're not getting you the money you need to pay your mortgage. They're not taking care of your kids. They're not getting you out of your full-time job. And so honestly, they don't matter. I actually had someone that I was talking with, a coaching prospect the other day, who said that she thought that she was too shy to start, and that she just knew that a lot of people didn't like when people post a lot on Facebook, that it got annoying. And I point blank just asked her, like, do you care? I mean, why would you care if they're not really helping you with any of the goals that you want? And just like you said, Rose, like if you could make six figures or just not post on Facebook, all you had to do was get laughed at on Facebook some to make six figures. I mean, I think we would all go for it and do it. And that's the bottom line. You have to get to the point where you can just brush this off your shoulder, that nobody else matters except for the people that you can connect with. Your job is not to make everybody like you, and it's not to sell to everybody and get everybody on your bandwagon and on your team. Your job is to post about your story, to be real, and to find the people who connect with you, because you're not going to be able to help everybody. I may not be able to help any of you if I was your coach, because you might not be able to connect with my story. But for example, Diana, you're a mom, so maybe you can connect with moms, but you might not be able to connect with a college kid, right? And that's fine, because all you're worried about is connecting with the people who understand where you're coming from and need your help. And so if you can find one person in this whole entire world that you can change their life because of your story, then all of this will be worth it.
Great points. And what I was also thinking was, I have like so many ideas going in my head, but why don't we just, I know it's already 8:30 and I can probably talk forever. Why don't we open up the line? So guys, if you have any questions or comments, you can just click that little microphone on the left-hand corner. And that'll open up your line. So don't be shy. We're obviously all here to learn from each other and to kind of grow. So no questions, no comments.
I had kind of a disappointing moment. I think it was last night. Somebody who I've been talking to probably for about 2 weeks, I've been talking to her, and she reached out to me from the post that I was putting on Facebook. And she just was asking me different questions about the different programs and what she wanted to focus on. And I was so amped up because it sounded like she was really going to, do something. And she sends me a message last night saying, oh, I've decided I'm going to get PIO, and, I'll send you a text message when I get it. So I send her a message with my website and all that, ask her, if you need any help, let me know. And she tells me, oh, I just bought it. I said, oh, okay, great. So you didn't have any issues with the website. You were able to navigate. And she says, oh, I didn't use yours. I used my stepmother's. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was so sort of crushed because I had just spent 2 weeks going through this with her. I had asked her, oh, do you already have a Beachbody coach? Are you already, familiar? What have you used in the past? And every answer that I got was no. I've never had any experience with any of it. So my first thought was, I just want to cry. I just want to cry. I just want to not look at anything else. And what I ended up doing was I contacted my upline, who is Danielle, and she just said, okay, well, guess what? Push forward. Don't worry about it. And, keep on doing what you're doing, and, keep on trying to, reach out to other people and just keep trucking forward. And I thought, okay, let me have my pity party for a moment and then be done. So that's my thing.
No, thanks for sharing that with us. I mean, I think that happens definitely. That happened at least one time to all of us, whether the person signed up with another coach or they bought it off of Amazon. But that, like Rachel was saying, not everyone's going to say yes to you, or not everyone's going, whatever the case may be, whether her mother-in-law wanted to get the commission. But I mean, you asked all the right questions. You asked her if she was working with a coach. I would just go back through that conversation and see what else you could have missed. But I think you were pretty much straightforward with her. And I honestly would, like, if it was a challenge group that you were inviting her to, she is not getting in your challenge group. You don't work for free. So that is one thing I would make clear to her. And you don't have to be nasty about it. You can just say, oh, good luck with your journey with PIO. I wish you all the best, but I don't want to step on any toes. And since your mother-in-law is your coach now, I cannot add you into my challenge group, and just leave it at that.
And one of the best things that I've found for that deep sinking feeling when you feel like you've lost a customer or something is to add more numbers. That the more people that you are talking to at a time, the more people you're contacting, the less of a weight that one person bears for your business. It's kind of like having all your eggs in one basket. That if this is the only person that you're talking to in your entire business, and whether you make a sale or not relies on this one person, then yeah, it's going to hurt when you lose them. But if you're talking to 10 people and this one says no, and you've got one more person to push in if they say no, and then you've got 10 more people to talk to, then it doesn't really hurt as bad. And so it's definitely, Danielle's absolutely right. Keep pushing forward. You tried. It's not always going to work with everybody, and you just keep moving forward.
And it's like what Rachel said, it's a numbers game. The more people that you reach out to, the more yeses that you're going to get. And, sometimes that 2-week conversation you had, sometimes you'll have a conversation with one person that they're like, yes, I'm done deal. And they're good to go. And then other times you're going to be talking, believe me, I've talked to people for 2 years, some even 3 years. That's called consistency. They told me no about 50 times. I could have sulked, and I could have been like, crap, this is the 25th time they said no. I give up. I suck at this. I throw my hands up. But with the one personal development book we want you guys to read, The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy talks about doing those simple things every single day. This business is just like working out and your nutrition. If working out one day isn't going to get you into the fittest, shape of your entire life, or the best shape of your entire life, But if you work out for 2 months straight with insanity, heck yeah, it's going to get you in the best shape of your life. Same thing with this business. If you read 10 minutes of personal development each day, if you do your workout, if you post on Facebook, if you add 5 new friends on Facebook, if you do that every single day, those are the things that are going to add up. And then after 2-3 years, people are going to realize, holy crap, Rose wasn't crazy when she was talking about all that stuff. And now I think I want to tell her yes. So definitely hang in there, because I've even had people, and this was literally a month ago for me, where a customer, I was talking to this girl for like 5 months. She was going back and forth to being a coach, to buying a challenge pack, to just buying a workout. She ended up buying the workout off of Beachbody.com, which is different from TeamBeachbody.com, because on Beachbody you can do like 3 payment installments, and we don't get any commission for that. That doesn't count. That is kind of the network. That is the infomercial side of Beachbody. Team Beachbody is the coaching network. So anyways, she signed up for the 3 installments, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't add her to our challenge group. I said, no, I'm sorry. Like, you knew full outright that you had to purchase from me. You had to buy a challenge pack, blah, blah, blah. I could have been pissed as hell at her, and probably I was a little bit, but I kept talking to her. I still encouraged her on the side. And then I think she got a challenge pack. And then in March, she signed up to be a coach. So yeah, you don't want to give up on people. You just never know. Sometimes they just need to get to know you better. Sometimes it's just not the right timing for them, Don't say, what did I, because, Allison, you could have said, what did I do wrong? I could have said this or that way. Honestly, it could have just been her. It probably was just her. So it's not always, what did I do? What did I do? It might have just not been the right timing for her. Maybe whatever. It's okay. Life goes on. Anything else that we want to share or question for tonight?
Hi.
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 I'm glad you brought that up about the Beachbody.com, because I just had an incident with a girl who couldn't afford a challenge pack, and we spoke 2 weeks ago, and she's a friend of mine. And then yesterday she messages me with, oh, I'm all ready. I'm going to start tomorrow with what was it? 22 Hard Corps. And I'm so excited. She said, I just opened my DVDs. And I'm like, oh, you purchased it? And she said, yeah, I just got the trial one from Beachbody. And I'm like, trial? And I had no idea what she was talking about. And she was like, yeah, can you throw me in your challenge group? Because I'm ready to go tomorrow. And I'm like, whoa. So I was like texting Danielle. I'm like, I don't know what this is. She wasn't even sure about the whole trial thing. But then we looked it up and found that out, that she's paying 2 payments this month and next month if she keeps it. That's what she was saying. She said, I'm going to end up keeping it, but I just bought it because I couldn't afford it. So I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So I let them stay up because I had this. But anyway, so I can't do anything about the commissions then. So I'm glad you mentioned that. It's a done deal. It's over with. But I did add her to my challenge group because.
Yeah, she didn't sign up with another coach.
Yeah. And she went and she did make a free account under my name. So she's with me. You know what I mean? So I did let her join. She comes to my boot camps that I run on, on Saturdays. So I think, it's the beginning of something.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when I was first a coach, I probably would have let them in my camp. Now at the point that I'm in, I can say, no, you're just coming in my camp.
Right.
And it's going to be different from person to person depending upon, the circumstances that arises. But I believe she has 30 days if she wants to call them back and pay everything off. Then you can get commission.
Okay.
But if she still has that 3 installment, whatever, then it won't work. But
okay.
Maybe later on she'll want to get something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I just wanted to thank y'all for taking out the time for all this. I mean, I know it benefits you as well, and it's all a team effort thing, but there's just so much, and it's like overwhelming a little bit sometimes. So, especially with 3 kids, but I'm having so much fun.
Good, I'm glad. And there are so many moms that we have. I mean, you've seen in our team, so you're definitely not alone with going crazy. And with the information, just take it a step at a time. Do one thing at a time. Don't get too ahead of yourself, and you'll do just great.
Thank you.
And remember, the only way that you can fail at this business is by not doing anything at all. So don't feel overwhelmed. The minute you feel overwhelmed, say, forget it, and just do something. But don't get stuck, frozen in fear.
Tracy, did you want to add anything?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's the best way to reach out to people? Because I did my coming out posts. Like I've been posting online like this forever. That's why Leia was like recruiting me, because she's like, I have the perfect thing for you. And I've been thinking about doing this for years. So I finally just like took the plunge. But, you know, I've been getting a lot of interest, but I did my coming out post today and I just got like a lot of likes. Nobody really was like, because I want to start a challenge group for 21 Day Fix on the 18th of April. So I'm like, you know, now's the time to order, blah, blah, blah. Crickets.
So is that on like just a post that you made on Facebook?
Yeah, it was like the coming out post you guys were talking about. I decided to do it this morning because I figured like Monday morning, people are like online or whatever. I have a couple of people that I've been talking to in the past week that I think I'm going to reach out to separately, because a couple of them aren't on Facebook. I know one person's just interested in Shakeology, not the workouts. But like, what do you guys recommend? Do you recommend reaching out to people that you think would be interested, or just keep posting, or just a combination of everything? Like any way you can get somebody interested.
So what I do is, like, you definitely want to do your Facebook posts. Those are going to kind of be your kind of like your casting out post. You're kind of throwing out that net and seeing what you can catch. That's not always that's great for people to see that you're being consistent, but you're not going to have people that comment on that post and be like, yeah, I'm all in. Like, maybe once in a blue moon you'll get that, but the people that like it or comment on it, so you said you got some likes on it. So I would message those people and say, hey, Melissa, thanks so much for your support. How have you been? So it doesn't have to be like, hey, are you ready to join my challenge group? No. Just start it like you would start any normal conversation, and you're really just starting to form relationships with people. And then, you know, once you ask her how you been, what are you doing, how was Easter, then she might bring up, oh, I saw you were doing da-da-da-da, you know, or you might see there might be a good time where you can say, hey, were you interested in joining my group, or were you just kind of giving me support? So messaging those people that liked it, messaging those people that commented on it. And then what I really like to do for challenge groups is to do an event invite on Facebook. Do you know how to do that?
I do, yeah. It's been a while, but I can figure it out.
Yeah, next call for this group, we'll be talking about challenge groups and how to invite. So I'll walk you through that too. But you said the 18th, so you have plenty of time. I usually typically put that out like 2 weeks in advance for that event invite. And then every day in that invite, I will post, because then it will show up in their little notification thing on the side of Facebook. And it's kind of like a mental reminder to people. And
Okay.
they'll go to the event and they'll see what you posted. You might post a Shakeology recipe, and it's like a cafe latte frappuccino thingamajiggle. That might like be really interesting to them. Or you can post like a little like 2-second video of what the 21 Day Fix workout is, or you can show them how to use the containers, whatever, in that event invite. I think that really gets people interested. And I think it's a little bit separate from just doing a post on Facebook, because sometimes people are really scared about posting like out in the open. Whereas an event invite is a little bit more private than just kind of out there.
Cool. Thank you.
Rachel, did you have any tips?
Yeah, one of the things, I think it's definitely a mix of both. Like you said, Rose, that I typically had decent success with Facebook posts and people personally messaging me after I posted on Facebook. But honestly, long term, you're going to have the best success personally messaging people and forming a relationship with them initially. But one of the things that I've noticed that works really well for me lately is people that I already have a relationship with, whether it be a friend from college or just however you might already know someone fairly well. If you're already friends with, is if you post one of those posts and they like or comment on it. I've been specifically using, we talk about scripts a lot and ways to reach out to people. And one of the scripts that I've been using is like, hey, Rose, I saw that you liked my post about my upcoming challenge group. Were you just being super supportive, or is this something that you might be interested in? And that gives them the option to kind of bow out and not feel cornered into like you're trying to sell them something. But gives them the option to say, oh, no, well, I mean, I just thought it was cool that you were working out, and that's fine. But the majority of the time, people are saying, oh, no, like I'm actually interested in that. Can you tell me more about it? But again, that is for people, I would suggest that for people that you have already started a relationship with or have a former relationship with first. But definitely talking to people, even if you don't think they would be interested, I wouldn't write them off. It may be that you start your list of who you're going to contact with people who you think might be interested. But some of my best coaches, pretty much every coach that I have, I didn't think that they would be interested in the business. And so you can really be surprised by people. So don't write anybody off. But just know, I think one of the things that I've been telling my coaches recently that's really been hitting home for me is that your job is not to get people into this business or like sign them up or anything. Your job is simply just to present the opportunity. It doesn't have to go any further than that. The action falls on who you are presenting to. Your only job is to show them what it's done for you and give them the opportunity to decide yes or no. So once you take that pressure off of yourself, that, I mean, you didn't fail if you didn't get somebody. It's just all you really needed to do was present it to someone and give them the option to try it or not. And if they don't, then that's okay too. But at least you gave them the option. At least you tried.
And then tomorrow too, where I'm after the team call, we're having an opportunity webinar. So it's where I talk. I have this whole PowerPoint presentation, and you can invite anyone that you think would be interested into the business. And sometimes I will actually invite people just kind of out of the blue if I think they're, especially like for me, if they're an athletic trainer, or if I see that they're posting them being at the gym, or if I think this person might actually need some extra income, or sometimes I see people on Facebook actually posting like, I'm looking for like a second job, or I'm struggling, or this or that. Those are the people I'll say, hey, I saw you posted, your workout at the gym, and I think you would be really motivational if you're looking to maybe earn a couple extra dollars here or there. I'm having this coach opportunity webinar about Beachbody coaching. Would you be interested in listening into it? So that's also another way that you can invite people for the coaching opportunity. And that's tomorrow night, and I made an event page for that as well. And you can just add people right to that. All right. Pam, did you have anything that you wanted to say? I know we don't see you, but.
I know I'm having problems with the video tonight.
It's okay.
No, I like hearing everyone's story all the time. It's great to hear feedback from everybody. Obviously, I just started last week working on my grand opening. I'm going to make a grand entrance. So it's nice to hear, Rachel, your side of the story too, how you're balancing everything together.
Thanks.
All right, ladies, thanks so much for joining us tonight. I know being a brand new coach and coming on these things and actually talking is really, really scary, and it gives you butterflies, but it gets easier, I promise. After a couple times, you don't even know what's going on. But thank you guys for what you guys do, because we obviously wouldn't be, Team Arise without you guys joining in on the fun with us. So, keep being consistent in the group. we'll keep showing up as well. If you guys have any questions, or if you're having a conversation with someone and you're like, what the heck do I say after this? Or where am I going? I need some help. Post the conversation, take a screenshot, post it in the group, and we can kind of help you work your way through it. Okay, cool. All right, thanks, ladies. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.